Was popular YouTube another day, another demo. Oh my god, is he really gonna do it? Is he gonna watch Bit on LAN? Bit on overpass on LAN? No way. Say it ain't so. I can't believe my eyes. We're going back in time to watch this demo? That's right, folks. It's been 84 years since we watched an ESL Cologne demo, but I wasn't done. We have more demos to watch, and I'll leave it a surprise to see what other demos I'm going to do. But there's a couple of more as we excavate this fantastic land that we had right before the player break. I'm sick of these online matches, man. G2 lose 5 games, change jacks, NIP scrape by into player. I mean, none of this stuff is, I hate it. I hate it. No more online love from me, okay? We're getting back to LAN soon. I released a News of the Week video. I don't know when that comes out. It's actually 1 a.m. and I just felt like watching this demo for some reason. So I want to go back and investigate. And I normally record the intro at the end. I think I'll just record the intro at first because this demo for me is just about seeing what I didn't know. And that's what's the magic of Bit on Overpass. So Bit plays on 1280 by 960. I'll try to do a quick once over on the pro settings as well. I think for people who want to see that. Quite a low sense, right around that Nico sense type beat. And obviously, you know, if you didn't know, Bit played at IEM Cologne and won, which was his first LAN, and he won his first LAN. Now, it does help that you're playing alongside Father Simple, and he has his best event maybe of all time. But still, Bit on LAN was thrilling. Look at the stats that he had leading up all the way into the finals even. Really unreal stuff, man. Really unreal stuff. So one of these games everyone keeps talking about, and that's Overpass. 35-17, a 1.84 rating, carried to a loss here, 14-16 versus Vitality, but an insane performance on Overpass. So without further ado, if you'd like to support my content, support my one and only sponsor, DJEsports.io. Use my referral link in the description for 400 free DJT, which you can use to enter into the Prediction World Series, where you can predict the outcomes of some of the major esports events, including Dota's The International, the CSGO PGL Major, and the League World Finals coming up this fall-winter season, for a total prize pool of 10 million USDT. If you use your 400 DJT, make sure to drop by their Discord and ask ModMail for 800 more. Happy betting, and thanks for supporting me. I don't know what it is, like a late night snack. I had a craving. And I was like, what did happen? Whatever did happen that night on Overpass? You know, what was the hubbub about? How good was it? I mean, they lost the game. People have posted 1.84 ratings in the past, and no one's made a big fuss. Why do we have to put Bit on a pedestal? We're not supposed to celebrate losses. You hear that flashbang? It goes on just outside Monster. And you see the info right now off of this. If Vitality didn't hear that flashbang, then they'll go slow enough that they're screwed on this round. You can see the attack is coming towards A. Bit's got to make a move on. And overall, it was a weird series because Bit actually played badly in map 2 and 3. But they still won. But this game, he was just better than everyone else, basically. So, I know what's crazy about Bit demos, because we've watched a couple here on this channel. I've watched a couple on the stream. He is fast as hell. And I said that about a few players. And I'm not... Oh, that was a nice shot. And I'm not blowing smoke, okay? Jaquinho was incredibly fast. Like, of all the demos I've watched, who blew me away? Jaquinho blew me away. Brokey on LAN blew me away. Bit has blown me away with how fast he's been. And reaction time is not the most important stat. Like, definitely not at all. In fact, most of your kills are going to be a very average reaction time. Lots of times before you shoot, you get a chance to think about whether you want to take a shot, you know, if you're going to aim a little bit more carefully. Very few shots are actually snap flicks, emergency shots, you know, really hardcore reaction time-based kills. But, you know, every once in a while they do matter. And it's great to be the full package where if you are in a situation where, like, you're having a bad game, kind of game sense-wise, and you're, like, a little out of position here, but your flicks are just dead on, like, you couldn't miss. Like, you used a ruler to line up your mouse pad that day. Your monitor is like dead center, like your crosshair right between the eyes. Everything's just making sense and clicking. You had a banana and went for a walk in the morning, like you're feeling good. Then it does help when you have the super fast reaction times to boot. Said your good games look extraordinary, but I think it's more fun to point out. I really don't think it makes a difference between who's a good player and a great player. Maybe if you're an opper, right? Maybe Kenny has another one actually insanely fast speeds. Okay, well, Bit's going to telegram his teammates that all the action is coming towards the A site. And he actually has a chance to stay alive. His divider, they're rotating. He knows he can push people from the left. He tries to delay. Let's see if this actually worked. Okay, so Bit went really slow there, and he could have just fought, but he pulled them back towards him. Okay, but this round is all over already. There's no way to get into the site. But the idea was if I fight and they kill me, then my teammates can't get in. If I delay and they have to come and kill me, then my teammates could actually get into Optimus, get into back dice, and that's when it's bad for vitality. So you got to appreciate that from Bit, right? And Bit's the guy who we're watching his first Inferno game. We watched that on this channel. He looks so nervous, and if you watch the stream on that, his inaugural match, he had his notebook out. Blade hit him up with the moleskin and said memorize pages 46 through 84 for the series. And obviously Bit has to look over and check his notes in between, which just means that he's having to do a lot of work. And listen, people have to understand, honestly, it's not that your game changes too much as you go up into a new level, but the amount of things you have to juggle while being yourself is what makes it really, really hard. Like learning how to play perfectly within your new system, even though you know fundamentally all the moves, you have the good crosshair placement, you understand some rotations and stuff. Remembering how to do it perfectly with that new team is really hard, on top of all the util, learning all the perfect comms and how to do that, and then just being yourself, and then having to aim. And when we watched that Inferno game, you saw it. His aim was affected, even though naturally he's so sick with it. This year we're looking at a close to 1.10, I think, on 2021 for Bit in terms of rating. And I think for a lot of people, he's looking like a top 5 rifler right now, I feel like he's not someone you can actually almost irreplaceable on Navi, and looking so promising in the sense that he's still so young. One LAN. He's only played one LAN. Imagine that. You go to one LAN. There's a few people like of that quality, like Zywoo, of course, rookie year, #1 player in the year, unheard of, unmatched, absolutely unmatched. In terms of a first unbelievable LAN appearance, God, there's got to be a bunch actually that I can't think of right now. I'm sure they'll come to me. Let's see what happens. Okay, not much, not a whole lot. First rifle, we follow simple. I was actually wondering, couldn't even recall what site Bit played at. So second hand, right hand man to simple here at mid. Let's see how he plays off him. So here's a call actually, I think if they don't believe it's going to be mid, and they might have, wait, did they molly? Okay, I think they molly, you have to smoke that molly to cross out, and you have to do something with the molly, unless you're trying to bait the CTs forward. Okay, so the deal is right now on overpass, your CT spawn is going to molly deep playground every round. All right, every round. The reason is because either they take 60 plus damage or die running through the Molotov to go through without interacting with it, and they don't tell you anything, which, yeah, that means they could cross, but then they take so much damage. Or they smoke the molly and let you know that they're there, right? So that molly is doing so much for you every round. So there with the smoke, Bit goes and checks to see if anyone's pushed out. But because you smoke the molly, they have to respect the idea that they've pushed out to go towards long. So we're going to see Bit rotate around here. And I highlight this rotation all the time. It's got to be the #1 rotation I talk about on this map. But getting into this long corner and then having a player back on the site who can cover him on long here It's such a strong setup. Oh, that flash is extra. I mean, what is the timing on that? That has to be luck, right? Electronic, literally, like, I mean, Bit's the one who has the audio info, but I didn't hear anything. That has to be a bit of luck. That flash could not have been better timed. I think they both flashed at the same time, and Electronic made him eat theirs. That was disgusting, but I can't actually say that that was like some kind of ridiculous skill play. But it was a timing. It was a timing, right? Like, Bit did have the info of when they smoked. He did rotate out. Even though it's a long timing, players, I'm not even gonna say players at this level. Anybody who has lots of hours, if you really trust yourself, you will be in tune with your timings. They're there. The information is the same. You played thousands of hours. You recognize how long it takes for people to get places. You would be shocked at your own game sense. Okay, I want you to believe in yourself. All right, for once, believe in yourself. Okay. You would be shocked at your own game sense if you just trusted yourself every once in a while. If you just spammed that smoke when you felt like it. If you just decided to pre-fire that one corner you knew he was in. If you decided to go A, not B that one round, but you just doubted, don't doubt yourself. Always trust yourself in this game. You'd be astounded at how smart you really are. You're a smart cookie. Uh-oh. He's going to need a firecracker in this deagle to get out of this situation. Doesn't get much worse than that. The weird part is, look at the players he has around A. What the best play here would have been to fight towards balloons, and the reinforcements came in maybe a little bit late, but this is kind of Bit's team letting him down here because they needed to fight that balloons guy. He could have fought upstairs with them, and then it's 3 versus 1. Instead, he's fighting downstairs while his teammates are fighting balloons. That's no good. You got to know when to ask for help, too. That's a big thing. That's the first round we win? All right. So this is the Molotov. We'll definitely see the lineup again. So the idea, again, is that the information is undeniable here on overpass when you throw this Molotov. That's why it's so important. Same standard rotation here for a bit. This time they're 4v5, so you might get more aggro, right? Because, so you see the difference here? So even though nothing happened on A, they're 4v5, so we see the risks are being taken. Would Bit have jump spot in a 5v5 there on the exact same rotation? No. So pay attention to that stuff. You know, when it comes to taking the leash off, in what way did they do it? Okay, so Kyojin, that's not a good play by Kyojin. Wow. Okay, Kyojin knows he was there, and yeah, he would have won the round if he just got that kill. But now it's actually a way back into the round for Bit. He doesn't have a good smoke here, peeking off the left side. You would rather be the guy encroaching on the right. It doesn't make a huge difference, but a little bit. But they come out towards long. Okay, it's all good. There's just so many people here to help out. And now this top bathrooms position, it's played a little bit less. I feel like we've watched this. This is kind of like a Mirage Cat, where we've seen a lot of players play our Mirage Cat. We've seen a lot of players be the rifle or in bathrooms as well in these demos. It's also a really good spot. So there's moments I was literally just hanging out at long, but there's no guns here behind it. That's why we just see such a dry peek. It's in a regular round like this. It's just, you're always prodding what kind of info that we can get. That's why you're always encouraged to like kind of go slow on the anti-ecos if you're the other team. But at the same time, you don't always want to play that game because then you run out of time. So that's why it's like both good to take risks when you're the guy with lower buy, but it's also not good just to hold every angle when you're on the other side. Same top bathrooms play, but we'll see a different style of it, right? We're not going to see him peeking out dry. So when he looks down this way, he's going to see a shadow. Here he has an advantage too. It's a great spot to be in. Honestly, the worst part about this position, so he needs to have a smoke here. The worst part about this position is that there's no rotate out for free. You have to cross through sunlight to get out of here. And that's the scariest part. But you have such a big advantage they come this direction. And the other cool part about this position that other parts on A have is that you can see stairs if it comes down to it. So if Simple decides to rotate out and they think it's B, and then Bit moves forward towards bathrooms, he can go and be a very good position to stop players coming through towards stairs. So now he's going to move that direction, and we'll see if Vitality come back his way or not. Seems very sure that a lurk might happen, though. Round slows down. Looks like Comms changes his mind. And now we cross the 25-second mark. The game changes a little bit. They have to make a decision, and it's got to be B, right? I think we hear some nades. I would say a bit slow on this rotate. I feel like even I could see there, like, yeah, maybe a bit scared, but at the same time, it's not on bit because his teammates get no kills. If his rotation, I think it would be considered slow if his teammates put up a hold and he was in a place where he could actually come in and help. But yeah, a couple of times here, I think we're seeing bit be a bit slow and a bit worried when he maybe doesn't need to. But I think in this game, it was a consistent theme that most of these rounds, his team had basically no efficacy, and he got some kills, but couldn't help. Unrecoverable. This is also a pretty ropey setup from Na'Vi. So when he playing stairs, we saw before he had a smoke last time, but you see these angles that he's using, he can get away with them because his aim is so good, but these are not amazing fights. Considering he's so close to this wall, for example, if they held him, he would get destroyed if he wasn't, so nuts. And okay, here versus top stairs, this is a good place to be in. But again, it can also be mollied out, and he has no defense against that. And his teammate is just getting melted away. Like a cheese string in the microwave. Oh, quick headshot. Bomb gets dropped in his vision. Can he get to? Yes, he can. Wow, he's a hero. He's a hero. Shot through the door. How's he going to deal with this? They run right by him. Ha! Gyojin goes down. He swaps out to the AK. Anything more? Anything more? In stairs. Will he open the door? Pop it open. Come on, reloading player. Headshot in. Can he get the ace? Will it happen? Bomb was top stairs. It's right now in front of him. Solid angle if Apex comes into this. He's going to grab this. Apex is not going to make it out of the situation. Rock steady right now. This crosshair on the marker. And Apex, he's giving it up. He calls it quits. That's Bit winning the round. That was so beautiful from Bit. That could have been played better. Such a kind of a terribly low odds position to be in when you're in the stairs like that. No defense, no smoke. But he made the most of it. I mean, he showed you exactly what you can do if you got the mechanics on that day. Right, there's the molly. Standard everyday molly for the steps. And now another look. This is the more Fur-esque play. Rain and Fur were two players who... Rain emulated Fur's playstyle. Wow. Bit's playing so well. Simple says, I got to take you down a notch, son. Now you got to win the round for us on 55 health. We don't see anything happen towards A. Let's see what the retake looks like here. No, it doesn't look. There's no retake actually. All right, let's see how he fights. So he wanted to see that. Just make sure no one's creeping up on that side, and like he just looking over that smoke bought him a little bit of timing. A great flash from Electronic once again, and he can just punish and punish again. Great flashes here. He also leaves right before that smoke comes out. Oh my God, he's a monster. He is a monster. He's a real life monster. That's just why you guys wanted me to watch. This is all online, by the way. Yeah, he's a monster. He's a goblin. He's a demon. This is why you guys wanted me to watch this. All right. He's dragging Na'Vi through hell right now. Almost losing every round. We'll see what's popular in stairs. Let's see if we can tell that the confidence like visibly boils over. You know what I mean? Like I want to see because you can see Bit has just so much discipline. Wow. Okay, his young counterpart. All right. Okay. Instead of said, I got the chopper. All right. I'm the captain now. That was dirty. You forgot the nade lineup. There it is again. Okay, let's see what he does when Simple dies. Look for this stuff, okay? Look for this stuff. He's not going to get out of there, no. Yeah, okay. I was like, he's not going to rotate out. Okay. So, this is a position he's like, okay. Big Brother's dead. Simple, watch me, okay? This is what I always want to do. Simple hates playing long. Bit's like, trust me, we've got to do this setup once in a while. All right? Okay, this setup, or this, I can't even call it a setup because him alone. But this position is not horrible. I know it looks horrible, but it can be good. To be honest, this part of the map is not very inspired, right? I don't think this is Plato's ideal form of what long should look like. It's like Long Dust 2. It's not very good with the cover and stuff. But that spot, watching the back of bathrooms like that, as well as being able to peek off of the tree on both sides, is kind of strong because the tree is there and also the rock is impenetrable. So you can be kind of annoying if you find the timing. But they just don't come towards him. Vitality doing such a good job of just avoiding Bit, considering how powerful he's been. So here we're waiting. So he can try to help punish Short if he opens the door. But if he opens the door, of course, you know, that's info for the guys in stairs. It's info for the guys above if there's a guy in stairs listening. And they've got the double push on Short as well. We saw Masuda lurk up here once before. I think they want to clear this if possible. So they open the door, do it together. And there it is. Name tag on the screen. And Bit doesn't get the kill. 8 bullets, and he's already thinking about target selection here. Where's the next guy to come and help Masuda? But not going to need it. Okay. Immediately, if this situation ever happens, guys, door gets closed. You need to squeeze, all right? You need to think about this. Like, it's a zero-sum game in terms of how much space you have. And right now, there's a little bit too much overlap. I mean, it's not that bad just covering B, but considering the info, right? Because we know one's bathrooms, we know one's in stairs, and they have the stairs rotate now. That's a very powerful amount of map control here. So in this spot, even though they're down to 4 players, there needs to be an immediate like readjustment in the rotations. So you're getting someone to go all the way through B and rotate out, and because you don't have that stairs rotation. And the A guys are gonna try to create a little bit of space here. So the rotate for Bit is more amicable, okay? Because he doesn't want to get stuck totally in a rotator spot and overlap with someone else, you know? So electronics up dice, and now they have 3 on A. It's not beautiful because they lose on map control, but because they get another kill, it takes the edge off. And now they can just try to get 1 kill at a time and be fine. So very persistent jump spot here. And a powerful one for sure. You can't crack that glass. So it absorbs a lot of damage. And they do the work, yeah. Vitality moves slow to the site. They don't have numbers and no real execute. It will come through with an aggressive play once again. Let's see. He's very careful to crouch here underneath this. Oh, and he's in front of the Molotov, so he might break a timing. Oh, he's just going to escape? Okay. I thought he was going to... I don't know if maybe he thought he was heard. I'm a little bit surprised to see that. This is a nade for the player that I thought he was going to try to kill inside a playground. And now, let's see if he reads this correctly and finds that they've pushed up fast out towards long. And if there's more than one. Double up on long bathrooms mean they're probably going to try to... I doubt they're just going to sit in here, but... This is different. I mean, if I was Vitality and I killed one in bat, I would not assume the other one's right here, so... That could be good. There's definitely enough space to make both players useful. It's just not every day you see 2 top bathrooms set up, even though on paper it makes sense. Usually it's an AWP supporting around the short side of bathrooms. Well, we're not going to see anything. Unfortunately, I mean, every time we see them, you get into a position. There's no one signs up for the engagement the way that Bit wants. Well, they come for him. Perfect recoil control. Okay, Shocks will trade. But you see, they made him go to him, and Apex said, "Let's deal with this threat. Let's just end him. He's so annoying." So, okay, let's move on. Second half. Now, usually the good part about a strat like this, you go up long first with the pistols, you clear out stairs, and then you all meet up at the same time. Unless the CTs stack the A site, you're in a really, really good spot on the T side. So it's a very common thing to do here, because CTs are so inclined to fall back in the first place. And wow, look how slow the rotate is to get map control. You see this? Even though there's 3 CTs here, and they all lose their duels. They could have all won them, but you saw how uncomfortable it got there for a second. Vitality were just very slow on that round. That was just a decent round by Navi. But what I suspect happened is that in preparation, I think Vitality just fully expected to be hit there. And Navi pulled it so slowly up towards A that they just couldn't get that info soon enough. It's pretty much the optimal way to clear out this angle, you know, but sometimes there'll be a scouter that shows up. And now there's some pressure, Bit looking for his next fight. You know he's always good to do that. It's really important not to get tunnel vision on the idea that you need to finish off this one kill, but at the same time, you've got to be in a good sync, you know? If you're the guy in front, you need the tunnel vision on the kill that you need, and you need to trust that the teammates behind you are the ones who are covering you on the other angles. So I think you'll sometimes see that with the engagements that, you know, whoever can see a teammate in front of him is also worried about who is going to try to trade that guy. And that's kind of how it should always go in your pugs. It's not going to be, it's not going to work out all that well because, you know, your entry fragger might be more inconsistent. You know, the guys who are peeking you might be more random and stuff like that. But generally speaking, it's not a bad way to play. You know, just consider the fact that your teammate in front of you has the most limited view, right? Because he can't see what any of you guys are doing. So you should just try to play off him. That's probably a common way to hear it. Play off your teammate. If you have more vision than your teammate, then you're also responsible for, you know, not bumping into them, trying to figure out what they're going to do next, covering what they're not looking at. Be the Batman. If you want to steal a show, okay, be the Robin to their Batman. Let's move on forward. So what we're witnessing, of course, here is called a default. And what that means is we're trying to scour map control as efficiently as possible in order to isolate fights, make your opponents uncomfortable, and be able to influence rotations easily. The less map control and information your opponents have, the more vulnerable they are to rotating easily and falling for fakes. This is a core tenet of CS. Execute comes towards B. Rotation's nowhere in sight. Bomb gets planted. Yes, Kyojin beat out. Oh no, is this round gonna fall apart? No, we have 3. No, there's no chance. Okay. That was good. Okay, things move slowly on that round, but actually, you know, not bad. All right, 2 flashes, 1 here in front of Dildo, and then the flash ends up, I think, hitting Boomich somehow. It doesn't turn long enough. Kyojin gets his 2. This round's pretty much done. Forget about it. But it's too early in the round to just save. So it's like one of those fake rounds where like, well, we do have to try, I think, but oh, okay. Like, give him an opening and come back in. And I mean, just like that, it's real. Just like that, it's real again. 5v3, it's the amount of map control they got to get back to do something is just so unfathomable. You know what I'm saying? That you think that they would. It's that time of night. English is no more. I didn't even finish my thought because I know you know what I'm saying. You guys have watched enough of these videos. My favorite part is there was basically no chance, but they still try. Could he do something? No. He actually wants to die. He sends it the bat signal just to say, come kill me. It's like Batman if the bat signal was just a please kill me signal. That movie would be shit, though. You can see how this Molotov and this smoke work together. It instantly opens up this part of the map so much because the Molotov lands where a scout or an op might peek from in the side of the divider, which means that someone can sneak into balloons, as well as the smoke, which allows you to sneak into balloons, all thrown by one person as well. So even if the other team doesn't know how many are there, they can't tell. It could be two people, but one guy throws both nades. And the nades has to be respected. No one can peek there. So now suddenly someone could be in balloons. That has to be on the CT's mind. And it costs $700 to do between the smoke and the Molotov. But that's just a show. What an 8 combo can do, how you might use one, and what the idea is. How you can use your smoke and your Molotov in synergistically. Oh man, ST side. Okay, they're struggling. I feel like they're a little bit foggy with how slow they're playing these rounds, and also, yeah, they're getting caught out. And I feel like right now we're in a situation where Bit is a factory worker. Okay, he's a cog in the machine. I mean, he's definitely like got that star player vibe with the crazy aim and stuff like that, and he's definitely smarter than some other just known aimers. Very smart, Bit super smart, but he's also like clearly so obedient. You know what I mean? He's clearly very disciplined, doesn't want to blow it. You can kind of get that vibe where he just never wants to blow it. He knows he's super good, but he also respects that at this level you can't just lean on your aim. And in his defaults and stuff, he's not doing anything extraordinary in terms of risk taking. He's just doing his job really damn well. He's going to try not to lose in his engagements. You can tell he's listening to these calls directly. Like, all right, here's what we need to do. Okay, I actually know how to do that perfectly. You know what I mean? That's what Bit strikes me as, which is just, honestly, is there higher praise? Could there be higher praise for a player? Isn't that such a great compliment? Like, that sounds like the perfect teammate to me. Like, you couldn't win a game with 5 bits, but you can't do anything meaningful with 5 anybodies at this level. Like, you could say, oh, 5 simples would be pretty scary. Yeah. But I mean, one of them would play badly. You know, one of them has to play B on Mirage. You know what I'm saying? One of them still will bottom frag, believe it or not. Even with 5 simples, someone will bottom frag. Did you know that? It's crazy. Oh, okay. Oh no, this actually means they can win. That's a jackknife frag. Simple and Bits. This game could have ended sooner. They wouldn't have had to lose 14-16. Bit should have just not got that insane frag, and then this game could have ended a lot sooner. What's nuts is I'm watching this demo. I'm like watching him peek and stuff. I'm like, man, he literally would have clicked before me. He actually would have clicked his mouse before me. That's how fast he was. Shocks after every pause. HF. No one replies. Egoed. Never sleep on a jump spot, okay? Especially if you're playing a match. Jump spotting is great. Alright. I know, it looks like we're falling back out of this spot. Yeah, no, it's going to be hard for a Bit to make room for himself in this position. Let's see what he does. Okay. Oh, I take it all back. Wow. Clean shot. Oh, he's got another target. Kyojin doubled up with him. 3 towards A. Killed 1. So yeah, It's like, okay, let's go. Let's do this quick. 7 seconds, that Molotov. You also deny a little bit of sound here. They start to run out. Get that trade. They grabbed it. Okay, dude, Bit got a lot of info there. But are they still going to lose? Maybe they win? They got a lot of info off Bit there. Because it took 3 guys to peek out to kill him. You know, if that first guy kills him, nothing. They would not know anything. They wouldn't know there was one more long plus an opper. Or plus a rifler, so if the opper got him. Whole round is different now off that info. You see how important that info is? Oh, that's a tag. Let's see if the nade gets the kill. No, not quite. Oh, electronic doesn't need help. You're specking the wrong guy, Bit. Come on. Oh yeah, in these demos, by the way, when we're spectating someone after the player dies, it's whoever the player was spectating. That's in the game data, so that's a pretty cool part of this. So if you see somebody flipping around or watching someone, that's who Bit was watching. So also, he was on land, so he could have just been looking at a teammate's screen with a, you know, while spectating a certain player as well. Yeah, I'm seeing Bit. You need to have playmakers alongside with them. I think that's why this team is working so well. They do this light clear. You see there's just one flash pops here. And they have simple covering this side entrance. So like, you see where Shocks was last time on that pistol round? Bit's trying to kill him if he comes up this way. Simple holds his long line, and now Bit can clear this angle. You see the protocols here on this clear. And then they can move up. They're coming in very light here. Light grenades. Don't want to alert anybody. Make them too nervous. Wow, what a spray transfer. Oh my god. This guy is made of magic. I know it's just a pistol, but did you know he would have died even if he had an armor? No, you didn't think of that, did you? Doofus? I gotta remember that lineup. You just deny the opper. I don't think it's spread consistently, though. Looked a little sketchy. He's thinking about smoke in front bathrooms. 4 up here. This is a point of so this is where, you know, I'm really looking for Bit to make a play, because he's got a lot of space. He's at risk of getting opt, but 4-4, you know, this guy's nuts. You know, like, flaunt it a little bit, because your team needs something to happen. They've been trying to make a lot of plays on B, and Bit doesn't do that too often. So I kind of like to see Bit try to break a timing, which that's one criticism I feel like I have of him, is really ridges, but he's not really looking to do he's not really looking to, like, I guess there's no better way to put it. He's not looking to break any timings on the T side, even when he's really having a really good game, and, you know, maybe they're exhausting their options on the other side of the map. I'd like to see Bit take a bit more initiative. Oh, that's crazy. And it's nuts trade. Shocks makes a mistake by posting up like that, but Bit had to hit him with that headshot. Shocks would have got out of there. Still, really no chance to win. And, you know, this is, again, he's not here to entry. He's here to refrag. But it's just, there's just no odds. There's no odds on this side of the map with the way that round was played. Now Simple's out, and you better believe the hopes are gone as well. So the op will get traced back. Can they pull this one out? Feels like they're starting to fall apart now, but still 16-14 game. Yeah, they'll save. We're going again. This is kind of interesting, actually. Love to follow up and see how Bit's looking on overpass on the T side next time. I didn't expect to see anything that I would criticize, but starting to kind of get some stuff from him. But that being said, they also didn't for some reason, they didn't lean into the A defaults quite as often with Bit to try to kill people. And he did have one great round where he was good on the defense. Like, I think one thing that Vitality had been terrified to do is go all the way into the spawn versus him, versus anyone. He's usually alone. So that makes the map a little bit more powerful for Na'Vi, knowing that Vitality are too scared. But at the same time, Vitality also know that people just are not coming up bathrooms fast, like, ever. Like, it's 40 seconds they finally made it here, and this is a really big kill to get that. So now, you know, Na'Vi can win here, but this is pretty lucky. This is pretty lucky. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, we're gonna. Oh, bank guy dead. Heard one rotating. Save is imminent. Okay. I'm gonna call out unlucky. They had him up front. That was the biggest risk he took all half, and he had that deagle. Just barrel stuff shocks. Hit that one shot. Here it is. Operation Don't Get Opt. Which, fair play. You just don't want to get opt. If you can avoid getting opt, I mean, when you don't have to, like in a default or whatever. One of the best part about the overpass, at least for the T side, is like if you wait long enough, people are not just gonna sit out here, you know, for that long. Especially if they know you can pounce. Let's see, we've seen 0 play top bathrooms in the CT side. They've all been playing back on site, not expecting to see anybody again. And Na'Vi will just go ahead and clear this out. And at this point, I think the worst thing Na'Vi could do is take too much time because they're seeing the same round again. Ah, there we go. Beautiful trade. He gets that with the movement as well. If he didn't hit that bench jump, that shit could have got really sketchy. In 35 seconds. And they got a good amount of map control, you know. They got bathrooms. They killed Shocks again. And usually he's the furthest guy out. They should try to approach now with an exec. And just make sure they flash properly so they don't get opt. 20 seconds up, flash comes out, they're going to trade this out, Sprague is good, Apex is dead, Zai was dead, Na'Vi are in, and the save is coming, that's it. It was good rounds, solid. We've seen a AA, you know, long setup from Vitality in this game already. And they could be just, you know, close up. It's the French way. The late double push. That's the most French thing you can do. Okay, but they'll see Shock, so that does quell their suspicions that anybody could be doing some kind of setup like that. But Shocks gets his kill, and so does Zaiwu from far back. He's in danger of getting flash played here, so they probably they could flash and peek him if they wanted to. So it's a little bit dangerous for him to just stay up there. And instead, it'll be all of its best friends dying by his side. Back to the Wild Lotus. No hope here. That was good, but you can see Bit can't take over this overpass T side. He's unable to be able to take over, so that's something to note. You know, in the future, even if he's having a monster game, he doesn't put himself in a position to take over. He's missing that X factor a little bit. Him playing like this on the CT side, I mean, since you have to come to him, he's a little bit more valuable. The T side, he's scary, but not life threatening. He's Serious Sam, but he's not Serious Salmonella. You know what I'm saying? Will they finally be here? We'll find out. Nope. You secured that flash. That was specifically in case they were boosting. Saw that smoke. You got scared. But you got to give credit to the way Vitality have played this for the most part. They've avoided the fights. They just let Na'Vi beat themselves this half. Calling pretty well, I'd say. And they just nullified him. They also just stayed away from him on the CT side as well. He still managed to get 35 kills in this game, which is so nuts. We saw some redonkulous rounds from Bit for sure. Some really, really nasty stuff. But that's it. Just a few sick rounds. You know, an unfortunate T-side, but an illuminating T-side. I thought that was actually very, very interesting. Gives me a lot of context. You'll probably hear me talk about that in CAS if it comes up watching Bit on Overpass when I go and cast Blast in a couple weeks or whatever it is. It was great. And yeah, CT side monster. I mean, he's so nuts with it. How fast he is. The discipline. I mean, nothing but compliments, but yeah, you know, you kind of get role player vibes in the sense that he knows where to, he knows how to reel it in, but then he's still very, very disciplined. And also he's not a tenured player on Navi. So we could see that change as time goes on. And I think we saw the same thing with Brokey, right? Yeah. I think he was also a phenom on, phase, but you took a closer look and you see he doesn't take a lot of initiative. He's careful, but he is a little bit on the safe side and not on the, you know, playing to win, but playing not to lose side. And that means that, you know, you can't totally take over. But at the same time, not every player has to be like that. And you could argue that Bit, since he has Simple, who is so explosive, such a playmaker, doesn't necessarily, you know, need to be signed up to do that. And some players are not going to be able to change. Like, that's who they are. But if they do resign to not being able to change, then I'm going to have to call them role players, not stars. You know, stars have to be versatile. That's definitely number one quality for me. So, all right. That was sick. I hope you enjoyed that. And a couple more LAN demos just to go back into the archives from last month where the CS was sick. There's some good games. There's still some good games right now, but it's online, guys. Fucking LAN, dude. LAN. Got to make the most of that. All right. See you in the next one.